So, hi guys, today I'm going to be doing an unpopular book opinion video. So, first off, let me just say, I don't usually do disclaimers, but I just want to say that if you do any of these things, don't feel offended. Like, these are just things that annoy me. Don't care about my opinion because it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we're just going to get into these unpopular opinions because sis has a lot, okay? Sis has a lot. My first unpopular opinion. Mass market paperbacks are cute, okay? They're easy to hold. Some people think they're hard to hold. And like the pages, they're thick pages. So like a book that's 300 pages will be like a lot of pages, and it makes you feel like you read a lot more. And it's like, it's not like they've added more words to it, so it's the same amount of words, so you'll read it just as fast or maybe even faster. They're just so tiny and cute. And I don't even like paperbacks, but mass market paperbacks are just that girl. Like, they are so cute and they're easy to carry around. You just put them in your purse or whatever you carry, your backpack, like whatever, and it'll just be there sitting looking cute. I do not like the Raven cycle. I don't like it. I've read the first book, I've read half the second book. Noah and Ronan are my favorite characters, but I just don't like it. It is so boring. Nothing happens in the book. Nothing. And the book has one of my all-time favorite tropes. The girl, like the one girl and like a friend group of guys. Like, I freaking love that trope so much. But nothing happened. Nothing happened. What did they do in the first book? What did they do? Tell me. I want to know. What they do? Nothing. That's what they did. Series don't know when to end. For example, Cassandra Clare, I've been telling, me and my sister have been wanting to get into Cassandra Clare so much, but her book series are so long, and like, it's not like companion novels or anything where like I could read this series without having to read this series. It's like I have to read this and this in order to get to this. I don't care about the Infernal Devices. I don't care about the Mortal Instruments. All I want to read is the Dark Artifices, okay? But I have to read those to understand the Dark Artifices. You see what I'm saying? And like, it's 3 books in the Infernal Devices, 6 books in the Mortal Instruments, 3 books in the Dark Artifices, a new book that just came out with Magnus Bane. How many is that? Okay, 6 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1. That's 13 books already. 13 books. I'm a grown 20-year-old counting on my hands, but 13 books. Like, that is too much for me. I have to go through like 9 other books just to get to Lady Midnight. But it's kind of the same with Shatter Me a little bit. And I remember it was released that like she was coming out with Restore Me and Defy Me, and like everyone was like so excited. But it's like the story was supposed to be like this dystopian novel, and it was supposed to stop at that. But she's writing 3 more books. She's on her 3rd book now. And the series, it's just not as good as Shatter Me. Like, I feel like she should have left Shatter Me alone where it was and just completely, like, these books seem like 2 different books anyways. So she could have just kept it in the same world and wrote about different characters in different situations. But I think because people became more, like, attached to characters and Warner and Juliet and Kenji. Kenji's my babe. I love Kenji. I would fight anybody for Kenji. That is my man's, okay? So people became so attached to these characters that she wants to keep writing about them. But I just feel like these stories are too different. Like, if you just read, like, just think about it. Shatter Me, Unravel Me, Reveal Me it's a completely different storyline from Restore Me and Defy Me. And I feel like she should have just let it end when she wanted to. Like, why can't authors just let their series end? Like, I know they want, like, I know some people, like, I feel like Tahara Mafi genuinely wanted to make her fans happy. But I just feel like it just felt like a completely different storyline. I felt like I was reading someone's fan fiction and not a good one, like a Wattpad fan fiction, like, you know. Authors are going to ruin their careers if they keep getting involved on social media the way that they do. Like, obviously I don't mind like authors interacting with their fans and stuff like that. Like, of course I love it, but like, listen, Holly Black, sis knows what she's doing. Like, she gets online, she answers your questions, she tweets what she has to tweet, and she dips, she leaves. Like, there are authors, there are like newer authors out here. Like, remember, I don't know if a lot of you on like the book Twitter community, but the book Twitter community is wild and there's drama going on like every single week. But like earlier, like last month, there was this issue with an author, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but it had to do with them like being racist. And instead of just listening to what people were saying, like, yo, you're kind of racist, they just kept going and tweeting, and they locked their page, and they were shading everybody and all this stuff. And now no one is gonna read that author. I don't remember like anything. I literally just remember I have like in my notes, do not read this author. I like literally, like, I have it on Twitter, like, I'm not reading from this author. I don't care. And even like with the author Elle Kennedy, when she talked about how this fan asked her if she would write a female romance, POC female romance, let me say that, and she just said she had no interest in writing female, but sis has a whole bunch of male relationship books. So it's just like, okay, at this point, you're a female author writing a bunch of books about male situations, but you don't want to write about female. That's a little sus, if you ask me. And it's not like, she has so many books, she has ideas probably coming out of her ass, if I'm being honest with you guys. Like, she has so many different books and so many different series. So but she like apologized and was like, I didn't mean it like that, I meant when the idea presents itself. But like I said, she has so many books, she probably farts out ideas. So you're telling me that you can't just think of something at the top of your head and write it? Even take a different story idea, flip it, and add a female. I promise you we won't be mad. I promise you we will not be mad. Like, I just feel like authors, they need to keep like certain opinions to themselves, like, you know, because they're really going to expose the kind of people they are, and they're going to lose their writers. I am never going to read Elle Kennedy. I do not care about her off-campus series, and I was going to read her, and I know that she apologized, but I just feel like that it doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense to me. And I'm never going to read I'm never going to read any more of her books. I've read one book, and honestly, it wasn't that good. It wasn't a popular book or anything, and I'm not going to tell you what it was because I'm kind of embarrassed that I read it. But it was not that good, okay? We have more than enough Beauty and Beast retellings. Don't get me wrong, I like ACOTAR. It's cool, fun, fresh, and new. Not really. I love A Curse So Dark and Lonely, but we have had enough of Beauty and the Beast retellings. Like, what? Like, this, think about it. It's a little, I don't want to say it's problematic, but it's a little weird that the story about a girl who gets like taking to live with somebody else is weird. Like, there's so many other fairy tales that have weird things, but like less weirdness. I have never seen, read, or anything about Beauty and the Beast a day in my life, but I can tell you exactly everything that happens about in that storyline. I can tell you characters and blah blah blah. Like, you can ask Kevin from Irish Reader. When I talked about ACOTAR, I like exposed myself to him. I said I never read Beauty and the Beast, and he was like, okay. So like, and I told him, but I still knows what happened. He was like, okay, what happened? I told him. He was like, you're right. And I know, because there's so many Beauty and the Beast retellings that I literally figured out what happens. Like, it's, you know, like, we just need other Beauty and the Beast retelling. Like, we need other retellings. Like, I love retellings. I have Dorothy Must Die, which I haven't finished yet, but I love it. Peter Pan is my boo. I will never get tired of Peter Pan. Okay, y'all know my Peter Pan collection if you've seen that video. Like, Peter Pan is my bae. Literally, like, The Little Mermaid. I love The Little Mermaid. Like, The Little Mermaid is my favorite Disney princess. Like, there are so many Disney princesses. I would love to see someone do Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Like, I would love that. I would love it. Sleeping Beauty, I don't really care about Sleeping Beauty. I'm sorry, she's boring. Sis is just, she's not it. She's not that girl. I'm sorry. So there are so many things, like so many Disney princesses, so many TV shows, so many storylines to do retellings of for you to keep doing Beauty and the Beast. It's tired. I'm done. Leave it alone. Stop it. Give us something else. Give us something else. Period. Low-key, I feel like saying rather you like paperbacks or hardbacks isn't an unpopular opinion, because there's only two, like, you know, there's only, like, it's not like people are like, oh, I don't like paperbacks or hardbacks, I like mass market paperbacks. Like, you know, like, mass market paperback is an unpopular opinion because a lot of people don't like it, but they don't include that in the conversation when people are saying there is always hardback versus paperback. So it's not really an unpopular opinion, because it's only two choices, and it's not like everybody is just like, I don't mind spoilers. I'll be mad at the moment for like 5 minutes if it's a big spoiler, but I'm still gonna read it anyways. Like, literally, I was talking to Jake on FaceTime the other day, and he was telling me about Illuminate, and he told me a spoiler, and now I want to read it, and now it's on my TBR shelf. Like, once you, like, if you, like, low-key, spoilers help, because, like, he was literally reading Illuminate, and he thought it was boring, and then he hit the spoiler. Like, what if he would have stopped reading it, and he would have never told? And nobody was going to tell him that, because Jake doesn't like spoilers. Like, he would have never finished it, and then he would have never known. I don't really care about spoilers. It's not really going to stop my enjoyment. It is going to prolong me from, like, reading or watching. Like, I got spoiled for Infinity War when it came out last year in April, and I didn't watch it until September. I got spoiled for Endgame. I'm probably not gonna watch that for a long time. It's because, like, it's kind of like I don't care at this point. I kind of know, but I'm not gonna not watch or read. Like, I spoiled myself for Throne of Glass, but first of all, that was my own fault. But I'm still gonna read it. It's just gonna take me a while to read it, you know. And I'll probably forget it what the spoiler was anyways, to be honest. But I don't know. I just think, to me, spoilers aren't a big deal, and I really don't mind. And low-key, as long as you don't tell me the biggest spoiler, like, if you give me, like, the biggest spoiler, of course I'm gonna be mad. But if it's, like, small little spoilers to help me going, like, again, Jake knows how to get me to read things. He literally knows how to get me to read things. Within Skyfall on Splendor, we were supposed to buddy read this, but he ended up finishing it before me. He literally told me, like, a spoiler happens in this book, and now I'm gonna read it a lot faster than what I was gonna read it before. Like, I was gonna read it at any point, but I'm gonna read it a lot faster than what I was gonna read it, if that makes sense. I like arcs, and of course I'm really grateful to get them and receive them, but I don't really care about arcs. Like, it's weird because I'm patient with certain things but impatient with others. Like, when it comes to TV series and books and all that stuff, I'm a very patient person, just because I'm just so used to, like, you know, books ending because of, like, dramatic effect, and all, like, movies, like, you know, shows having, like, the cliffhangers at the end. Like, now cliffhangers do nothing to me in, like, books and movies. I really don't care anymore. So I've kind of got to the point of I'm able to, like, wait for, like, TV and movies and stuff like that, if that makes sense. And I'm able to distract myself with other things that I like in the meantime. You know, I don't want to say I don't care about arcs, but if I don't get an arc, of course I'm sad at first because, like, a rejection. But I'm not going to do, like, the worst thing in the world, because it's not like the book is never coming out and it's, like, an exclusive book that only some people get. The book's going to come out eventually, and I'm going to buy it. Ebooks are slept on, okay? Like, they are so slept on. Like, I'm always like, people are like, oh, well, how do I read a lot more? And first of all, audiobooks are slept on too. And I'll, like, listen to an audiobook, and they'll be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, well, read an ebook. And I'm like, oh, no, I really never really reached for ebooks. And listen, you know how I know ebooks are slept on? Because I didn't start reading ebooks until this year. I was participating in the biennial bibliothon, and one of the challenges was to read a book on a format that you don't usually read it on. So I read The Lost Sisters on ebook, and I ended up speeding through that, and then I started reading more ebooks, and I realized that I actually read faster on ebooks than I do physical books or even audiobooks. You read a lot faster. Like, I literally can read a book in a day. If I wanted to, if I wasn't lazy, I could read a book in a day. And the reason why I didn't read ebooks is because I knew that if I read them on my phone, that I would just stop and get on Twitter and get on YouTube and blah, 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 blah. I read on my iPad, and my service on my iPad is so freaking slow. It actually really irritates me. So I just read because, like, that's, like, the best thing to do. So, like, I'm not going to get on Twitter from my iPad because it's slow and it's annoying. I'm not going to get on Google. I'm not going to get on YouTube or anything like that. So I read on my iPad. So I do suggest, like, getting an e-reader or something like that and trying it out, and it'll help so much. And also, I just prefer to read on my iPad because it's a lot bigger than my phone, so I feel like I move through even faster. Twilight is weak. I've tried to read it. It's bland, it's white, it's basic. Okay, there's no diversity whatsoever. There's a lot of gaslighting. Bella is a very boring character. She's useless. She has no hobby. She has no interest. Literally, all she wants is to be with Edward. Like, literally, she has no other ambitions, like, in life but to be a vampire with Edward. And point blank, period. Eleanor Park was not a good book. I read it when I was 14, and I liked it at a point, and then I reread it when I was 16. And one, I realized it was racist, and two, nothing happens in the book. And this may be spoilery, but the book has been out for years. In the end, they don't even get together. Nothing happens throughout the whole book. Literally nothing. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. If you disagree, tell me what happened in Eleanor Park. What was the plot? What was the plot of Eleanor and Park? And it's not like it had like amazing characters, because Eleanor was kind of trash. She was kind of a bad person. She, like, the way she talked to people, she was really rude, and the way that she talked to people was very mean. So it's not like the book had like the most amazing characters ever. These last two kind of go together, but I just don't understand why people are so aggressive. Like, why are people so passive aggressive when they love a book that's popular? Like, okay, so say a book just came out and a lot of people didn't really like it. People will be like, oh, I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I enjoyed it. Like, I know a lot of people are afraid to like be against the like popular opinion because of how other people can react. And I completely understand that, because the second part of this is I don't understand why when people don't like a popular book, they say, I don't get why people love this book so much. Of course you don't get it, because you don't like it. Like, if you liked it, you would get it. You would understand. I don't see the point. Like, so I just don't get both ways, like, why people feel the need to be like, oh, I know you didn't like this book, but I really enjoyed it. Like, you know, and it's just like, it's always, like, what I'm saying doesn't seem that wrong, but it's always in a passive aggressive way. Like, right now, I feel like I'm just picking on people who are, like, really kind and like popular books, but I'm really not. Like, I'm just saying that it's always in a passive aggressive way when they say it. And it's so weird. I don't know, maybe I just take everything passive aggressively, but also people who don't like popular books, this goes into my very last one, which is people who don't like popular books always have to feel the need to let you know that they don't like popular books. And I feel like it's because they think that having an unpopular opinion will get them bigger in booktube, just because like everyone loves like funny videos. Like, everyone, like, your rant reviews will get more views than your regular reviews, depending on what kind of channel you are. First of all, like, it really just depends on what kind of channel you are, but for majority of people, like, your rant reviews will get, if you're funny, your rant reviews will get more views than your positive reviews. Like, if you genuinely dislike a book, that's fine. Like, my last review, I made sure not to put rant review in it, because it wasn't like I'm trying to like gain from hating this book or anything like that. Like, I genuinely didn't like the book and I had issues with it, so I said what I had to say and it was done. And like, I joke about it every now and then, but it's just to joke around. There are a lot of people out here who make it their brand to hate popular books, especially if it's a series. Like, if I didn't like Sarah J Maas, I'm not gonna talk about Sarah J Maas because I don't like her, I don't care about her, I'm not gonna keep giving her my money. But that's personally for me. Like, if you want to keep giving her your money and buying her books to do rant reviews on it, that's completely fine. I just feel like some people at this point like want to do it because they want to, like, when you have an unpopular opinion, well, I don't know, like, when you hate popular books, like, it just seems like, I don't know how to explain it, but a lot of people, they just feel like, oh, I just didn't like this popular book, and then they try to like make it their brand that they didn't like this popular series or this popular book, or that they don't like popular books and all. And I feel like a lot of people think that I get the question a lot, like, what are popular books that you don't like? And there aren't any popular books that I hate or anything. I don't hate books. The only book that I hate is like After, but at this point it's kind of just to be a joke. Like, it's not seriously, like, I really don't care about After at all. And so, like, I feel like a lot of people do it, and I mean, like, you may do it, like, it may become a running joke on your channel at a certain point, but if you genuinely like, don't like a book and you want to give it a rant review, that's fine. I feel like I'm not making sense here, and I hope that I am, but I'm just trying to say, like, if you genuinely like don't like a book, that's completely fine. If you genuinely don't like a series, that's fine. If it's your guilty pleasure series, but like a lot of people don't like it, that's fine. If you don't like it but you like some characters, whatever. But I'm saying that there are literally people out here who try to make it their brand to not like popular things because they think that it'll make them game a lot faster. And hey, maybe it will, and maybe it'll work, but I don't know, even I realize, and even a lot of other popular booktubers like Cat from Paperback Dreams realized that like her rant reviews isn't something that she wanted on her channel. Or like a lot of other booktubers, like I think Caleb even had the same realization from an Insane Reader. Like, a lot of people just realize that they don't want to make like disliking certain books their brand, or disliking books their brand, because once people see you like reviewing books negatively, that's literally all they expect out of you. And yeah, that's all I have to say. I have plenty more unpopular opinions when it came from. I have so many more. Literally, when I was writing this list, it just kept coming and kept flowing. Like, I literally had to hurry up and put my makeup on and film it before, like, I added more stuff to the list. So I just want to say that if you don't agree, that is completely fine. If you do these things, that are completely fine. I may say that I don't like these things now, but change my mind, because I am human and I change my mind literally every 2 seconds. So whatever. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, and maybe even subscribe.